I am a psychotherapist, theology major, and I come to you very honestly and openly with my own life story today. And then I'm going to leave some room at the end for discussion. I am a sex counselor and an intimacy therapist, and I work with relationships. I was a psycho-oncologist for the Cancer Center in Lubbock, Texas. And now I am most recognized. I do a TV show called Big Medicine. It's on the Learning Channel. My role is less important than the two surgeons who are the Davises. And basically we work together to help obese patients through the process of bariatric surgery and basically changing the way they think about their body and body image. I'm talking to you today about a book I recently wrote with the help of my friend Mary Harper, who you all know, and it's called Is God Pink? Dying to Heal. And I'm going to begin this talk by telling you I am not a writer, and my intention was never to write this book. I had a cerebral aneurysm in 2003. I was at Gold's Gym, and I was lifting weights, and probably too heavy a weights at the time. I'm a runner, and I do ultra runs. I'm a 50 and 100 miler distance runner. And it was one day before Easter, Holy Saturday of 2003, I was in the gym, and I was lifting this heavy weight, and the first time I lifted it, I went, oh my God, that's so heavy. I'm just going to do one more, because I didn't feel good doing it. And I pushed myself, and that's the way an athlete is. You go to the next level by pushing. I pushed one more time, and I felt a pop in the back of my neck. And I was a nurse before I was a psychotherapist, and there was no doubt that I had done something bad, because all of a sudden I couldn't hear. That was the first thing I noticed. It sounded like I was underwater, and I had a terrible headache. And then I thought, oh my God, what's happening to me? Because I knew there was something with my spine or my neck. I thought my first idea was I broke my neck. But I also had a history of getting these vasovagos, where you faint very easily, like you'll have a drop in blood pressure. And so I thought, maybe I'm having a vasovago. So I got up and I tried. My husband's a physician. I said, what would Ron tell me to do? Go get some water. So I got up from the seat. I was on a seated chest machine. And when I got up, what happened next was really scary. I lost my vision. Like, I couldn't see anything. It got all black, and then I could just see out little holes on the side of my face, and I'm like, oh my God, I know I broke my neck. So I kind of stumbled over to the bubbler, and when I pushed down on the lever, this hand and this leg just started tremoring, like it couldn't support my weight. So then I really was scared, and I was sweating, and I smelt blood. I kept going like this, but there was no blood. So I laid down on the carpet, and one of the big guys that was used to seeing me on Saturday morning came back and said, hey, muscle woman, what's the matter? And I said, go call an ambulance, because I did something. I think I broke my neck. And from there, it was terrifying, because when you start losing function of your body, it is the most scary thing in the world. At least to me it was. So my husband's by my bed, and what I remember then is I saw this light, and it was kind of off in the distance, and I was very, when you have a head injury like this, they didn't give me morphine, because they're very afraid that they'll depress your respiratory system, and they just don't know what's going on. They give you tiny doses of everything. So the good part of that is I'm extremely lucid. The bad part of that is I have a terrible headache, and I was not getting good meds for it, because I can tell you it hurt very badly. And my husband was by my bed, and I saw that light, and then I remember kind of looking at him. So I was like, okay, so I see this light, but I'm not dreaming. And so then all of a sudden I closed my eyes, and I was thinking, is that the tunnel that the cancer patients used to tell me about? Because it is not impressive. Like, it was so small. And then all of a sudden, it came larger, and I folded into it. And I was in it. And it wasn't, it's a warm, incredibly warm, loving feeling, and you're not afraid. And I was moving through it, but I wasn't being sucked. But it was just like I was moving through the tunnel. I don't remember my whole body being part of it, nor do I remember really caring. Like, I felt totally me, but I don't remember paying special attention, like, is my body going with me? Do I have eyes? Are my ears? I just remember going through it. And then I came out into this room, and the room was magnificent, and I don't even know what else to tell you. It was, I shouldn't even say it was a room, because I didn't see any walls, and nor did I see any limitations, but I had the sense it was a room, and it was a very brilliant color. There's not an earth color to say what it is. I don't even know. I call it pink because it had a hint of a soft, because if you think of brilliant, you think of harsh, but this room was not harsh. It was soft, and mostly it was so accepting and loving. And I remember then that something holds me. I don't remember how I got there, but something is holding me, because I can feel it physically around me. And it says, Mary Jo, you cannot stay. And I say, why? Or first I was upset. I said, what? And it said, you cannot stay. And then I said, why? And this voice that I don't see his face, I can't tell you what it looks like because I have no idea. It says to me, you can't stay because you have more to do. And I said, oh, more to do? And he goes, yes, you haven't given enough. And I said, I haven't given enough. And I started talking about every human acolyte I could think. I started saying, I work at that cancer center. I only get paid $600 a month. I'm on 24/7 call. There's nobody that can't call me in the middle of the night, and I actually answer the phone and talk to him. Everything possible that I could brag about on a tombstone, I talked to this God about. And then God says, well, let me ask you one question. And then it says, have you ever loved any person the way you've been loved in this short time here? And I said, no, it's impossible. I'm just a human. And it kind of chuckled. It wasn't human, but it was able to relate to me in a very human way that made me feel loved. And it wasn't laughing at me, but it was a chuckle, like it had a playful edge, and it said, you can do better. And then I remember waking up, and Ron was crying, and he's got this form of what they give you when you're going to have surgery. And he's like, Mary, we got to go over this form because you're going to have surgery. And I need to know that you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, I don't know, can I say a swear word in here? And then Ron goes, Mary, listen, you could die. You're really sick, and they're going to have to do surgery on you. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to die, because I just talked to God and he won't let me. And Ron thought I was drugged. Ron's like, what? Ron probably thought I was really sicker than I was. Because only later when we talked about it, was he aware that I was very lucid. Because when I woke up, he was kind of shaking my arm, saying, Mary, Mary. And I think he thinks I was sleeping, but I was not sleeping. I know that.